It's Spacey Sims, and we're back with more Dairoku, and we are starting Shoes Route. So I'm going to click the start button. We're going to still use Spacey, even though they're going to keep calling us Shino. Anyway. Coming route. Skip through everything previously read. Oh, wait, can't we skip past? Nope. Haha, I remembered. Skip past. Okay. Choice! And do this. Oh, right. We've got to do this again. Okay. Chapter 1. Go here. All right. Okay. I got to stare at my thing and figure out what I'm doing. Oh, we're starting with Y. Oh, B. It's the letters that fuck me up. Because I'm like, wait, X, Y, B, and I'm too focused on that, and I'm like, wait, which way's left? Which way's right? Which up, down? I don't know. It doesn't matter how long you take on these. Honestly, I kind of... Okay, hi, what is happening? Thank you. Can you go now? Thanks. Boop. This will be a lot faster now. We go to Makatsui with Akuro. And then we say, why is this place like a maze? Why is this place like a maze? Now we skip. This is so much nicer. Now that I remember we do this. Shiratsuki. Oh, wait, no, wait, nope. I was looking at the wrong thing. We go to Amatsuna with Hira. Confirm. Whoops. Yes. Okay. Skip. I want to bring a souvenir. I don't think it really matters if you think about it, though. Because this is just the normal. I don't think it would matter if you went to see Shiratsuki and then went to Hira. I think it'd be fine. Just as long as you did all of them. You know what I mean? So. Boop. They must be friends. Boop. This is fun. Oh. No, not you. Yes, you. Yes. Okay. But this time we do something different. Skip. Oh, sorry. We can't skip until we get here. Don't talk to him. I could say hi, but I want to rest. I bowed to him and tried to turn around when... Wait. Surprisingly enough, he stopped me. Wow, he didn't even look at me last time. Yeah, you're like, hey, and he's like, why are you talking to me? And then you're like, just going to ignore him. Excuse me? The fuck? Now I'm interested. Anyway. Hello. I said hi and tried to go near him. You bastard! Were you eavesdropping? He spoke in a low voice with his brows furrowed. I felt my heart pound. Okay, no, this is different. I didn't plan on eavesdropping, but it did end up happening in a way. I saw you and was going to say hi, but I lingered because I couldn't decide if I wanted to. You better be telling the truth. Is that his voice? I don't remember the voice we gave him, to be honest, because it's been so long since we've seen him. Literally in the very, like, when we played the prologue the first time, and haven't seen him since, so... Anyway. Was your discussion important? I asked that because I found his question quite suspicious. Shu looked away suddenly. It's fine. I just hate the thought of an Ayakashimori listening in on my conversation. I told you already I didn't. Shut up! You're only a new hire. You can't talk back to me. Huh? Only? He clearly was looking down on me. I wasn't imagining this right. Now he's being a dick. Didn't Orochi say that he was shy? He's definitely wrong on that front. I was at a loss for words as he huffed and puffed before briskly walking off. Okay. Boop. Skip past. And now we go to Samey. Yes. We're gonna skip. Okay. Observe. I wonder... Oh, I bet we talk when it's Samey's turn. Right. I was like, I wonder when we talk. Duh. Falsely accused? And now we go back to Shu again! And now we start going to Shu all the time. Okay. No, sorry. If we're going with you. This is going to be interesting because we never see him and you never get to know. You don't even have like random conversations with him in the beginning, so. Although, to be fair, even in every other route, you only introduce yourself that one time and you might run into them occasionally or whatever. Rarely. Like, but you're 90% of the time with your love interest that you're tracking, you know? So, yeah, but anyway. I've gotten used to doing rounds on my own. I memorized most of the streets. At first I was all nerves from beginning to end. Now it's different. I do need to stay alert, but I feel like I could patrol with less nervousness. Nothing wrong with a bit of self-praise. My cheeks loosened as I kept walking, and then... I'm gonna guess it's Shu. Huh? Hey, I dare you to say that again! I'll say it over and over! A barbaric, loudmouth jerk like you is a pain to see! I don't know, one of them said... The hell did you say? Another fight? I hurried into the restaurant where I heard the shouting that sounded far from playful. Oh, okay, never mind. You're the one that's a pain to see! What the hell's Mitsuchi doing on our turf anyways? Shichihora? Anyway. Not like I have to tell you anything! I don't know. Whatever. Inside were two Ayakashi arguing. One was an Oni Ayakashi who seemed to be fairly intoxicated considering a slurred speech. Oh, okay. So we'll make him drunk. The other didn't seem as tipsy, but seemed pretty excitable in his anger. This one seemed to be an Ayakashi from Mitsuchi. Just then my eyes stopped at what seemed like a cloth armband on his arm. Ah, yes. The serpent Ayakashi who started a fight in Kikutsune wore that cloth on their arm too. A mark signifying they were Mitsuchi Ayakashi. It was wrapped tightly on its upper arm so as to stand out, an outward display of strength. Yeah, I'll beat you so hard I'll never drink again! Sure, just try it if you can. They both have the same voice, but one's a little drunker than the other. Anyway, I can't just stand here. I have to stop him. Both of you, please calm down. I cut through the crowd of onlookers and shouted. However, neither of them looked back, grabbing at each other further on the verge of blows. Oh no, I can't stop them like this. What should I do? Kick him in the shins. Use a spell. Intervene. We intervene. I should intervene somehow. Because I scrolled up to see the map and I saw so it's already there. I know what our choice is, so whatever. I thought of calling Koya, but thinking it might be too soon for that, I made my decision to grab onto the Oni's raised arm. Don't fight anymore! Someone around here will get hurt. Probably me. The hell? An Ayakashimori? I could never stop an Oni with my own strength, but even though I was pushed off by his hand, I was finally able to get their attention. Yes, if your fight will get any more violent, I'll have no choice but to restrain you. I don't know who caused this, but I must ask you to end it. Shut it! This guy here! The hell, you're the one who... Please calm down. I desperately shouted out to stop the two of them as they began to grab at each other again. Just then... Hey, you! It's Shu, you know it. I turned around to find... Shu, the self-proclaimed Shirei of Mitsuchi. Shu! Boss! Stop already! He's just a drunk! I squint my eyes to listen, and Shu issues his command to Shichihora in a very Shirei-like manner. Right. Sorry. Shh! All these nuisances get in the way! The drunk, excited Oni clicked his tongue, also losing his momentum from the appearance of both an Ayakashimori and Shu. It was mostly Shu. You didn't really do much, but sure, I mean, it's fine. Not our fault. Think of yourself as lucky today. I hold it back next time I see you. With that last comment, he stomps out. Oh, good. Looks like it stopped. I give a sigh of relief that the situation was alleviated without needing to use any spells. Hey, you! Shu addressed me the same way he did earlier. I then see a very displeased look on his face. He's so judgy. And bending over the fuck? I don't know, something about his posture. Also, good God, boy, pull up your pants! They're falling off! This happens all the time. You should just leave it alone. I can't do that. This is my job. Shu's mouth warped in a touch of anger. And Ayakashimori doesn't have to come to watch little quarrels like this. It's just unnecessary. He made it sound like I was just some burden, but I didn't expect what he said next. Well, at least you didn't make a big deal of it. I think this is the first time he's ever praised me, though I'm not sure what his intentions are. But she might actually be someone I can talk to understand eventually. Sure, I can talk to understand eventually. I can talk to, or I could talk to and understand, or I could understand. Either way, one of those three. All three? Sure, whatever. What's that look? Don't get all full of yourself because of that. Just know it's a great honor to be complimented by me. After he let out his arrogant remark, my face squeezed itself back into a frown again. I take that back. He's just a mean person. Why does he act so high and mighty all the time? Among the other Ayakashi leaders, there were those like Shiratsuki who were easy to talk to. Real seriously, yeah. Even the Shirei aide, Akuro, was politely mannered. For a second I was like, wait, right, Akuro's freaking... That's a good boy, though. Of course, Shirei's had their... Like one who was the most with. Oh, looking. Shu hasn't been in any more. Shu. I like think about it. Like to look. I'll usually tell you at the end, but actually, I don't think any of these guys like except for Shiratsuki being Cloud in Final Fantasy and Alma in Bad Apple Wars, and Astrum in Period Cube. That's funny, but like not in any games that we played or that have been localized. Akuro is Ranmaru in Utopre, if you mean Utano Prince. He's gonna be a lover protector. Yeah, Shu hasn't. We have that has been. Oh well, An is getting localized. Okay, Samey being is really gonna be. That's so weird. And Kobayashi in London Detective Mysteria. Takeru and Kamigami no Asobi. Natsume in Ephemeral. And Mozart and Icky Vamp. I never finished. You know, I can't remember his voice. I quit playing that because it was just kind of a pain in my ass, but. Kaito Ishikawa as Takao? Really? Did I look at this before? I might have just forgotten. Obviously, I looked at it before. Well, I knew Jun Fukuyama was in this, so it doesn't matter, but, like, that's just so fucking funny. We know he's been in everything, but, lately. Hajun is Ignis from Cafe Enchanté. And Saeki from Color X Melons. Huh. I did not realize that Ignis and Saeki were the same voice. Huh. And Tadashi was Leo in Pio Fiore. Makes sense. Yakumo is absolutely a Leo character. He's absolutely... I'm like the fun side friend! Yeah, exactly. Same fucking, like, vibes. 100%. That's the only one. And Orochi, who's in this one. Oh, no! No! You know what? I regret looking this up! Orochi is, like, Shu's little side boy, right? And we're like, he's hot. Yeah, no. You're Toma and fucking Amnesia Memories. No! I'm gonna pretend I didn't know that. We know I hate Toma. Fuck Toma, goddammit! You know, again, if we played Amnesia, I know the later in crowd is coming out, but, like, I'm really tempted, like, I should play the first one again, because I don't remember fucking shit. And I'm kind of wondering if I would hate Toma so much. Because I think it was that first experience where you're like, fuck you! I literally wonder what it would be like to, like, do it now where you're like, I kind of like trash. You'd be like, I still don't like you, but, like, I don't hate you as much. You know what I mean? Because it just wasn't, the expectations were totally different. Now I know what to expect when trash comes along and you're like, yeah, I kind of should have known that was going to happen. You know what I mean? You get to the point where, like, people do douchey things. You're like, fine, stab me, put me in a cage, whatever. You're gonna be, yeah, like, fucking, we've had characters that you're like, you're really violent and abusive. I'm here for it, whatever, you're hot. Like, I didn't like Toma to begin with, though, but, like, the shit he did, I was like, no, fuck you, no, how dare you? And then there's other characters that do the same shit, and I'm like, that's fine. So, is it the character? Is it the fact that I've just become desensitized to this shit? I don't know. But anyway. And Levon from Psychedelica of the Ashen Hawk. That's interesting. Huh. Anyway, that was your little trip down voice actor. I just wanted to see because I was curious. For some reason in my head, I'm like, I don't know who Shu is. I don't know. Not someone that I've seen. He might have done other voices for games. They just haven't gone localized. You know what I mean? So that's how you get to know them. You need to localize more games, people, so we can like have fun with this. I'm just saying. There's tons of them that people keep talking about. I'm like, that looks pretty. I want that. That's pretty. I want that. That one's pretty. I want that. You just give them all to me. We would never. Okay. Look. We've already gotten how many? 3 this year? And we got like 3 or 4 more. There's a lot. And I'm here for it. But I feel like if every game that was released in Japan got fucking localized, I would have to sell both my kidneys, which is just strange because I've already, like, technically sold each of them several times over. So, like, somebody's going to get wise one of these days. And we would never have time to play them. So, I'm just saying, I am content with what we have, but there are certain ones, and I'm like, we should do this. These ones should be the top of the list. Okay, you know, like the popular ones. Shua no Verche looks really good, and everybody, I don't know, maybe it's not good, but it looks pretty. And I'm like, I want that one, and people keep talking about it, so I want that one. I remember seeing Variable Barricade, people talking about it too when it first came out, so I'm glad we got that. So I'm just hoping. There's certain ones. I'm just saying. You know, just keep localizing some of the new games. Just keep doing it. There's so many coming up. Anyway. Hey! What are you spacing out for? I was looking at the list of voice actor names, okay? And then we got on a tangent, Shu. Don't judge me. Don't come at me like you know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing, and I never said I did. I'm an Ayakashimori. I'm always making sure I take the proper course of action. Though a little peeved on the inside, I try not to let it show through my voice. Oh, was I supposed to not be peeved? Oh, sorry. Huh. Big talk for a newbie. Practically spitting out his last comment at me, Shu turns his gaze to the Mitsuchi Ayakashi. Let's go. Yes, sir. With the Mitsuchi Ayakashi in tow, Shu took his leave without even turning back. Just what is his problem? I think I want to be his friend. I mean, that's basically what's going to happen here. Even if I could face him, I felt the distance between us would never close, and it became clearer and clearer that he looked down at me. Who's Kamatachi? Anyway. Huh, what a shame. I thought we'd see that serpent kid get beaten to a pulp. I know, right? It's been a pain to see people in those armbands come around here lately. Yeah, this wasn't the case a while ago. Maybe they're growing in number. The diners conversed freely among themselves, but after hearing them, I suddenly remembered. That's right. We don't even really know how many Ayakashi are part of Mitsuchi. Yeah, okay. I don't know why anyway. Or where their headquarters are. Even Sammy told me I was lucky to have run into them on my first day. Lucky? It may actually have been lucky for me to see Shu and that mark the Ayakashi of his group had on their armbands. And even before, when I saw Shu and Orochi together on one of my walks. Even Yakumo was surprised when I reported about it. Yeah, I'll think of it that way. There's no point in being angry that he was rude to me. She's, like, such a little fucking daisy, isn't she? Like, a little sunflower. There you go. Like, it's just I'll just be positive. Like, it's cute. I do not feel positive today, so as much as I normally love the character right now, I'm like, oh, aren't we just a little sunflower? Just being a little bitter. I don't know. I may not have handled the situation the best way possible, but I did get something from it. Okay. I decided to look on the bright side, and after cautioning the surrounding Ayakashi to not let loose anymore, I too left the restaurant. Oh shit. Sorry. Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna guess. We're gonna get a map. A map. We're back at the map. Sorry, I had to throw something away. And I'm gonna take a wild leaping motherfucking guess and say we go to Amatsuna and see Shu! Oh my god, wow, I was right. Yes. I wonder what's gonna happen when they do that weird call-out thing and they're like, maybe they won't call us out because we're hanging out with Shu. They're like, we don't want to talk to her anymore. Anyway. They captured. Beginning my rounds as usual, I arrived at Amatsuna from Makatsui. Walking along the main road, I noticed a few boisterous voices coming from up ahead. The hell are you saying? I almost got into an accident because of you. Because of me? I'm not involved in this. The hell did you say? Hey, I'm telling you to just calm down. Okay, it must be 3 people then. These voices, although I couldn't see their confrontation from around the corner of the 4-way crossing ahead, I noticed 2 recognizable voices. Really? Okay. It's easier. Okay, anyway. Oh, a Borukuruma taxi. You trying to run away? I got proof, you know. Run away? How rude. I wouldn't do anything so cowardly. In the road were an Oboroguruma and Shu in a dispute. Shu appeared to be tied up in a rope. And at the other end was an Ayakashimori from another squad whose name was Kawada. Shu, from what I hear, you're clearly at fault. If you're not going to admit it, I'll have to deal with this a bit more forcefully. Admit it? I haven't done anything that anyone can blame me for. Get the spell off me already. This is strange. I wonder what happened. What happened? I come closer and address Kawada. Noticing me, his expression shines in relief. You're from Samey Squad. Man, you came at just the right time. It's you. Shu opens his eyes just a bit wider. Then after observing our back and forth, he speaks. Alright, you. Take this guy's place. What? I pause, struggling to understand. Yeah, take my place here for a moment. I've got to go get some answers. I clicked that too fast as I was reading it, sorry. With Shu's proposal being seemingly convenient for Kawada as well, he points a finger toward the Oboroguruma. Right, sure I can, but what happened? I'm about to ask now, but I'm having a problem because neither of them will calm down. It'd be a big help if you'd hear Shu's side of the story. I have to calm the Oboroguruma down too. He had a rider on board after all. I looked toward the direction Kawada was looking, and there was one more standing to the side of the road. An icicle woman wrapped in a white kimono. Our policy is safe driving with no accidents, but I've got this guy kicking rocks and damaging my wheels. I'm running a business here. Don't you agree? I'm not at fault at all here, right? Okay, alright, I'll listen again, so just... While shouting from an uncontrollable anger, the Oboroguruma moved toward the icicle woman, with Kawada following behind. I know Oborogurumas were like taxis, but I thought they flew, so how does he have wheels? I always just, for some reason, imagine them as like magic carpets. And now you can imagine the magic carpet from Aladdin with that crazy voice! It's like a voice out of one of those fucking claymation movies from fucking like the freaking like 30s or 40s, whenever they were fucking old as shit. We all still watch them at Christmas. I swear to God! Wasn't there like a snowman or something in one of... was it in one of the toys on the Island of Misfit Toys? The Jack in the Box. But our name is Claude! Or whatever it's fucking... Is that what he sounded like? I don't know. Anyway. Those things are creepy. So, Shu kicked a rock, hitting the Oboroguruma's wheel and almost causing an accident? Gradually, I started to understand the situation. Though I'm not sure why I was specifically ordered to look after Shu. But why me? I looked at Shu, who simply lifts his head away from me, looking at me as if I were mocking him. Don't get any wrong ideas, okay? I just asked you to take his place because you're easier to handle. Don't think I asked because I like you better. It's absolutely why you asked. I'm not. I already know very well how little you like me as an Ayakashimori. But you like Kawada even less, so I'm special! His appearance made him seem like he was the age of a high schooler, and that was stretching it. It just makes it look like he's acting tough whenever he puts on that overbearing attitude. So I like this. She's like, I am an adult. He looks like a teenager. I'm gonna fall in love with him. See, that makes it weirder. The game's always gotta get weird like this. They gotta get weird with the age differences, and then they gotta keep rubbing it in your face when you're already like, let me just pretend. I mean, you know. He's kind of the lolliest of boys. He's not the lolliest of lolly boys, but out of all the boys, he's the lolliest in this one. But he doesn't look super, super young, but he just is definitely younger than the others, which is fine. But it's like they gotta point out, he looks like a high schooler. Oh, dear God. It's he acts like one. That's also weird, but it's more like, okay, sure, you just like immature guys. Don't tell me he looks like one and then you're gonna fall in love with him. Doesn't that seem weird? Like, I mean, I know there's people with baby faces, but like, sometimes it's a little, you know what it is? It's because personally, like, if you can't, like, you can have a baby face, but grow a little bit of facial hair or something so you don't look like you're 12, because that just seems weird. And I just don't know how you're like, yeah, no, it's okay, my husband looks 12. And, I mean, there's a certain point where it stops being a baby face and you're like, oh, they just look younger than they are. That's different than, like, oh, yeah, my 25-year-old girlfriend looks 12. I mean, you know, because if a guy did it, it'd be kind of creepy. It's just creepy the other way around, too. I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe it's just psychological. Anyway. But, yes, he looks like he's acting tough. I've got, like, a bruise or something on my heel. It's fucking bizarre. Anyway. I'm sure his real age is way older than mine. Probably. Maybe. I wondered if this was what having a younger brother was like, but now is no time to wonder. And then that's weird, too. He's like my baby brother, and now I'm in love with him. She was already difficult to talk to, but Kawada asked me to listen to his side of the story, so resetting myself, I opened my mouth to speak. Let me get the facts from you again. Would you mind telling me one more time the events that led up to the accident? I'm telling you guys, there was no accident. You could tell if you just look at the situation. Are you dumb or something? You're like, I wasn't here, so... There was no accident? That said, he's more aggressive than usual. Then please tell me what led to the accident. Okay, I'm sorry. I just had... What led to the accident? There was no accident! Okay, then just tell me what led to the accident. Didn't he just say there was no accident? I feel like they should have worded that different and been like, okay, then just tell me what led to this whole farce. Whatever. You know what? Or something. I don't know. Did you kick the rock trying to hit him? No! Shu's voice cracked into a loud yelp. However, I didn't sense he was making excuses. I think I can believe it wasn't intentional. I understand. However, this road has a lot of traffic coming through it, so... Do you think that the Oboroguruma taxi is making it up because they don't like Shu and his friends? You're not trying to lecture me, are you? I barely made it through half of my point before Shu cut me off. I can't back down here. I have to get him to understand the situation. I won't keep myself from doing so. It'd be dangerous if the same thing happened again. Jeez, you're annoying. You must think you're some hotshot if you feel like you can lecture me. Just break the spell already. No, I can't. Then loosen it. That guy put all his guts into tightening it. It's too tight. Shu changed his demand, trying to force his hands to move. He tied it tightly so you couldn't move, you know. What should I do? Poke him in the face. Loosen the rope. Decline. Loosen the rope. Of course, because we want him to like us. Damn it! Ugh. Shu's face warped even further. It didn't seem like he was lying about being in pain. I'm annoyed at giving in to his demands after being told I'm easier to handle, but... It does seem this is tied a bit too tight, so I'll loosen it a bit. But please don't try and break your restraints. I kept looking at Shu as I asked my question. Really? All of you was so rude. Don't be dumb. I wouldn't do anything to trick you like that. Like all of you kind of are like that, so, yeah. But you don't forgive being restrained, right? Yeah, I don't. But even so, I'm not some coward who'd do anything underhanded like that. Shu makes his statement with clarity. Continuing to look into his eyes, I nodded. Alright, I'll trust you. Deciding that Shu wasn't lying, I recast the spell and loosened the restraint. How's that? Is it a little better? Yeah. After nodding back, Shu fell silent. Huh. I feel like he's so quiet all of a sudden. Wondering what might be wrong, Kawada returned after talking to the Oboroguruma and Icicle Woman. Good news, Shu. He said it's fine now since it didn't become anything major, so no punishment for you this time. Kawada removes the spell he had tied Shu with. Seriously? To be treated like any other lower Ayakashi? With his restraints removed, Shu mumbles to himself, unable to contain his bad mood. It seemed like he had calmed down a bit. Shu, I know it was an accident, but don't kick around any more rocks from now on. If you really have to, do it softly. Kawada just sounds like a dick. Like, just with that voice. He could be being absolutely nice, he could be a totally nice person, but he sounds like a douche. Shut up! If they kick anything, it's going straight up into the sky! She replies back to Kawada to get the last word, turning around and walking off. Wait a minute! It's fine, we shouldn't ruin his mood. We can ruin that? More? Huh? Are you sure? Yeah, I got the details from the Oboroguruma and Icicle Woman, and luckily there was no accident. I looked toward the Oboroguruma to see the Icicle Woman getting back on board, and both of them prepared to take off into the sky. Ugh, jeez, that took some time. Sorry about that. I'll hurry us along. Oh, I'm Charlie in a box. That's what it was. Somebody was typing that, so I heard you. Person in my future. You're present. Or technically you're past, I guess. Anyway. The Charlie! Everybody wants the Jack in a box, but I'm a Charlie in a box! Anyway. Yes, thank you. Alright, sir, we'll be off now! Yeah, got it. What was Kawada's voice? I can't with the Charlie in the box voice. I stand beside Kawada, watching the Oboroguruma fly up into the sky and shrink further away. Without thinking, a big sigh escapes me. Self-proclaimed or not, Shu's still the Shirei of Mitsuchi, isn't he? Can he actually lead? I have a feeling he can't. I couldn't stop myself from mumbling out freely. Maybe, but honestly, it's more Orochi than Shu who's actually organizing the Mitsuchi. And so, like, because all of their broheims are awesome, so, like, Orochi has to be awesome, because if he's, like, shady or douchey, I'm really sad. Orochi? An image of the polite Orochi came into mind from when I ran into him with Shu. What was his voice like? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember any of it, because they were never around. He was a gentleman compared to Shu, and seemed to give off this really intellectual aura. It's kind of like with Makatsui. Although Haju's the Shirei, Akuro's the one who's able to get things handled really well. I felt at ease if the Mitsuchi was being successfully led because of Orochi. After all, Mitsuchi's forces themselves, okay, might be plotting something, and we couldn't let our guard down around them. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, Mitsuchi forces themselves? Like, they force themselves to do something? That's where I thought it was going, and I'm like, wait, what? I get it now. I got it. I'd like to talk with Orochi if given the chance. I'd also like to be able to talk with Shu a little more calmly, too. After discussing with Kawada on how to close the incident, I returned to my rounds. To the map, to the map, to the map! I'm guessing the map. Select 4, yes. And I'm gonna guess we go to Nakakuni and we see Shu again. Hey! Oh, not you. Yeah, you. Okay, now. Finished with some work, it was time for a break. With Sami and Yakumo gone, I looked through the documents gathered about Sakuratani as I ate a light lunch. So these are the pages on Mitsuchi. There's less information on it than the others. The documents only covered what was known of Shu and Orochi, detailing only a few Ayakashimori Mitsuchi interactions in the report. The report had a few pages of old data and it'll soon be updated with my current data. Seriously, there's barely any information. Reading even during your break? You're a really hard worker, huh? I look up at the sound of the door to see Yakumo, who probably has the same voice that I gave Leo in Pio Fiore, which is funny because, you know, they're voiced by the same VA, and, you know, they basically have the same energy. So, like, they're like your puppy bestie, you know? Like, absolutely. I just thought I'd look through these again, since there was a few points I missed the first time. Yeah, I see. There are a lot of pages using particular terminology, after all. As he spoke, Yakumo peers over at the notes. Are those the pages on Mitsuchi? Oh, that's right. You've been adding a lot of information on Shu lately, haven't you? Was angry. Saw Shu again. Was angry. Always seems kind of angry. It seems like you're running into him often. Maybe he's taking a liking to you, What? That's not the case at all. Yakumo had a playful tone in his voice, but I waved off how ridiculous the thought was. I mean, the first time we ran into him was the first time we met him, so that was kind of an accident. And then we ran into him in the bar only because we were trying to stop a fight and it was one of his people, so that feels like it was kind of an accident. And then we went to Amatsuna on rounds, and it was also kind of an accident. I don't think he purposely was like, oh, she's coming! Let me kick a rock at the Oboroguruma so then we get into trouble, and then maybe she'll stop, and then like that just seems like a lot of effort. For now. I mean, at some point, yeah, if you're a psycho, but, I don't think Shu's at that point yet, so just saying. Yakumo! Think with your puppet brain! He just looks like a little puppet boy. Anyway. In fact, every time we meet, he has to criticize me somehow. Well, that means he likes you, absolutely. I mean, come on. We've played enough of these games. Not only does he not like me, I'm pretty sure he hates me. No. We've played enough of these games, and we know the whole, kindergarten mentality of, well, if a boy pulls your hair, it means he likes you. Maybe don't be a dick. Teach your sons how to, communicate their feelings without being assholes about it. I'm just saying. But, it's still a popular trope. In things like, oh, he's being a dick, he must be into you. It's fine in media, in games, because it, but, God, I hope people aren't like that in real life. But absolutely in these games, you're like, oh no, he's totally into you. He thinks you're cool. That's why he's being a dick. Yeah. Not at all. Are you sure? Yes, and more so than Shu, the others, like Shiratsuki and Kikutsune, I run into far more frequently. Really, I haven't seen Shiratsuki all this route, but, Well, they're all really friendly there. That's definitely true. I want to just pretend in, the thing that, all the things that we do, we're going around and in Makatsui, we saw Shu, and then if we went to Kikutsune, the first, that map, when we go to, map 4, and it's here are the 5 places you can go, and we always pick the Shu one. That's just the one that we're seeing right now, but she really went to all of them. So, you really actually kind of interacted with everybody that day. You know what I mean? So these are all happening at once. You're like, I had a busy day. I went and I saw this. Because her rounds wouldn't just be in this one area. She'd be walking all of Sakuratani, right? So you'd be in Amatsuna and you'd run into Shu. And then you'd be like, and then you'd go to Kikutsune. And then, maybe you'd run into Shiratsuki and have a little conversation with him, maybe the conversations would be different, because it wouldn't be like, Shiratsuki's being a little flirty. But you know what I mean? It'd be like, oh, hey! So we'd kind of see them all. So, sorta, but also not really. Never mind, just forget it. You know what I'm talking about. That's definitely true. Sure. I see Shiratsuki and Kinka often while patrolling Kikutsune, and we always have lively chats. See, because, that kind of happens in his route. So you've just got to imagine that even though we're not seeing it, it's still happening, but the conversations just might be slightly different. Koko normally doesn't speak too much, but doesn't seem to dislike me, and I had the impression most people in Kikutsune were easy to get close with. I mean, Shiratsuki was let you pet his fucking tail when you barely knew him, so yeah, they're pretty friendly. I can't imagine somebody be like, can I just pet your hair? And you're like, I just met you, crazy bitch. And Shiratsuki's like, oh, okay, pet my tail. I'm just saying. That's friend level. Anyway, compared to that, I couldn't even come close to saying I'd gotten any closer to Shu. Still, I can say you run into him far more often than I do. The latest of these documents are all things you've reported. That was all by chance. Shu showed up while I was intervening in a dispute with one of those Ayakashi in the armbands. Right, with a flashy design on it, but I rarely even see those Ayakashi as well. I think the last time I saw him was in that fight in Kikutsune. I haven't seen Shu ever since. Huh, I see. What Yakumo spoke of was that one incident that Seimi and I came into after it had happened. The situation had settled down, and both Shu and the Ayakashi who were fighting left right away. I had seen him several times after, so it may be the truth that I've run into him more than Yakumo. Well, they all were chance encounters, though. Gazing blankly at the reports I had written myself, I closed the documents. Finishing my lunch, I look up at the clock to see I still had some time left on my break. Maybe I should go outside for a walk. I don't walk enough. I'd be like, I'm going to take a nap on the couch. With that idea in mind, Yakumo, who was reading a magazine on the sofa, looked up at me. Are you going out? Yeah, I have some time, so I'm going to go for a walk. Oh, can I come too? Let's walk together. Putting down the magazine, Yakumo stood up. I nodded at the idea. Yeah, let's go together. Oh, right. A pottery studio in Kikutsune said they're beginning work on new glass accessories. I didn't know about that. Can we go take a look? All right, let's go then. Who the fuck is on patrol if we're both here? Samey? I don't think he actually works. Hi, please stop screaming. We get on a Boroguruma taxi and arrive in Kikutsune to look at the glass accessories Yakumo mentioned. I wonder if we'll see anybody today. Yeah, I wonder. As I walked forward talking with Yakumo, I noticed him darting his eyes around nervously. Is you two? Shu! Whoa! Seeing Shu, Yakumo and I stopped in our tracks. What a surprise! I didn't think we'd run into Shu this early. It has to be because you're here, huh? No, I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Like, he's got a tracker on me. I had to say I was surprised myself. It really was well-timed considering our conversation earlier. Could it be that Shu and I behaved the same way or something? No, that's not possible. Our roles couldn't be more different. What are you staring at? Pretty rude of you. As I was lost in staring at Shu for so long, he spoke with an outwardly disapproving expression. Like, I feel like Shu and Yakumo should be like weird best friends. They're like, not like brothers, but you know what I mean? Like, they're weird best friends. Like, for some reason, they got stuck together on a school project. And then they're like, I don't like it. Yeah, well, whatever. And then they just become secret best friends. And then, like, Kashu's like, don't tell anyone I'm friends with you, nerd. But then, like, somebody makes fun of Yakumo. And then he's like, no, wait, shut up. He's my friend. He's cooler than you. And then it's like, you know, it's like a fucking Disney movie. You know what I'm talking about. 100%. You're like, I've seen that movie about 37 times. Like, girls in the place of the boys, girls and boys in the place of the boys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. Absolutely. This. And they're going to become besties. They're best friends now. Anyway. I'm sorry. Huh. Snorting in exasperation, Shu spun around. Oh, wait a second. I stopped him without thinking. I thought he may ignore me, but Shu spun back around, annoyed. What? You still need something? I stopped him, not wanting to let this chance slip away, but what should I talk about? Unsure what to do, I... Ask Yakumo to talk! No, yeah, okay, yeah. Ooh, whoops. We sure do see each other often. It's like something's connecting us somehow. That's a weird thing to say! Awesome! I just said something awkward! If I take any time wondering about what to say, he might leave during that opening. He might leave because that was the weirdest fucking shit. Can you just imagine some weirdo? Like, because as far as Shu's concerned, we're a weirdo. Was like, oh my god, we see each other. There must be like some kind of weird thread of fate, right? And you're like, awkward. Always gonna question every place I go now. I gotta go to the grocery store. I should change grocery stores. I'm gonna go. Is it safe to go to the bathroom in my own house? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, unless like somebody says that to you and you're like into them, you're like, oh, and they're like, oh, and something, and you're like, oh my god, yeah, right. Like, then it's okay. But like, imagine your Shu. You don't. We're saying something weird to you. That no, he's not gonna take that well. I'm just saying. Considering the conversation Yakumo and I had, what came out of my mouth was that half-hearted comment through a half-hearted smile. Huh? And as expected, Shu tilts his head in annoyance. This is so unbearably embarrassing. Yeah, well, you have yourself to thank for that. I couldn't say anything further because that was a weird fucking comment. What are you, dumb? There's nothing between the two of us. I'm sorry. And it's not like I actually think that or anything. And now he's going to think about it and he's like, wait, maybe there is something between the two of us. Maybe there should be. There's nothing between the two of us. At least there shouldn't be. And you made it even more awkward. Anyway, I break eye contact from him. I should change the topic. That's right. Is Orochi not with you today? I heard from Kawada that the one who was actually organizing Mitsuchi was Orochi. So I asked my question, hoping I could get a chance to talk with him. You can't tell just by looking? Wow, you really are dumb. So this is what floundering feels like. No need to get angry. We're just asking if he's around nearby. I love Tadashi. Tadashi, gold star. Take out your sticker pad, girl, and give him a gold star. He's like, hey, you didn't know maybe he's hiding in a building. Good job, Tadashi. I would never have thought of that. Too busy being awkward. Yakumo tried to help me out. He's a good boy. Well, it's not like you see it. It's not like I'm always with Orochi wherever I go. Jeez, you're making a big mistake if you think I can't do anything without Orochi. Huh? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. I didn't say anything. I feel like Shu and Yakumo have like the same voice now suddenly, but I'm busy, so I'm leaving. With the curt answer, Shu leaves without waiting for any reply back from us. They're like the same like voice coin, but like Shu's like the angry version, and Tadashi's like the happy version, and it's basically the same voice. It's just the inflection's slightly different, but it probably doesn't sound any different to you. Feels different to me, but they never come out that way. Anyway. Like, I'm like, yeah, this voice works, and then I hear it back, and I'm like, that does not. Wow, it's not. It doesn't sound the way it does in my head, which is slightly disappointing. I feel like I'm, after having made enough videos and doing this and hearing myself in editing, that, like, I'm better at gauging my actual voice. You know what I mean? But, like, the voice acting voices are, like, I think they sound one way, and then I hear them, I'm like, oh, that's not what it sounds like in my head. Disappointed. There's something wrong. Anyway. Blah, blah, blah. Curt answers. Shu leaves without waiting for a reply back from us. I don't know if I read them, but whatever. There he goes. Yeah. In the end, we couldn't call this encounter fruitful. Without thinking, a sigh escapes me. Well, we were still able to see him. Let's just write in our reports that he was out on his own in Kikutsune. Yeah, you're right. Although I did hope that next time I could write a report with a little more content to it. That's gotta be boring. Went to Kikutsune on break. Saw Shu. Was an ass. There you go. Wait. I said something awkward. Shu was an ass. There you go. Rituals and bloodlines. Wait. No, it's... Okay, wait. Okay, now we can skip this. Okay. Oh! Hey! Hey, baby, what's up? Oh! I think we ask him a question, don't we? No, we agree with him this time. Oh, agree with him. I don't remember. Oh, I don't remember why when we did what. But hey, there's our boyfriends. Yakumo, I'm going to need you to move. I need to be in the middle of that man sandwich. You can't be in it. There's us drinking. With my boyfriends, the shady, shady boyfriends. I do really love Akuro, though. I really love Akuro. But, like, I'm sorry. Like, Akuro's route was so good, but then you have fucking Sammy and that goddamn Sprite, and it's like, what the fuck? With the, I don't know, I can't get it out of my head. Anyway, so we go with Shu, obviously. Well, I'm very curious about Shu. I haven't spoken with him much at all, and I don't know a lot about him. Unfortunately, we're having the same problem. All I know is that he hangs out with serpents. Yeah, they usually roam around in pairs. Oh, but you know what? The other day when he stopped the fight in Mitsuchi, he was alone. He didn't seem very familiar with the Ayakashi he was fighting either. Do you think he avoids interaction with anyone who isn't a serpent? Oh, it's likely the case. Everything he does seems pretty suspicious, but he hasn't really caused any problems so far. I see. I wonder if they just look suspicious. Could it be that they're not bad at all? Honestly, I haven't spoken to him enough to know, and I don't want to assume anything. I mean, people do the same thing with snakes. Snakes are evil! They're actually kind of cute. Danger noodles are kind of cute sometimes. Unless they're the rattly kind, then they're scary. It's like, no, you're gonna hurt me! But, like, You know, or like because you're walking on the trail and then you're like, fuck, there's one in the middle of the trail and it's like, fuck a person. And like, you're both scared of each other. It's being a danger noodle because it's afraid of you. So just don't touch danger noodles. You know what I'm saying? But like, sometimes snakes are kind of cute. They kind of have cute little snake noses. Like, you just kind of want to boop. Like, I don't hate snakes. You know? I would have a snake if I didn't have to feed it like mouses and live things. It'd be kind of like... It's like, look, I hated living in my apartment with fucking mice because it was like, fuck you, mice. But I was also like, I don't want mice in my apartment, but I don't want to be like, here, live little mousey, go get eaten. Like, I can't, no. And crickets maybe, but then I wouldn't want like crickets bouncing around my house because I'm like, oh no, the cricket tank got left open because I'm an idiot. And I might accidentally leave it open because I'm stupid. Like, I don't have no idea when the bird's cage got open today. Like, the little bird. So, like, I uncovered the birds. I went to work. I came home, and I opened Neelix's cage. I go to open Little Bird's cage, and I was like, why is the door already open? When did I open this? He didn't do it, because it's clipped up with, like, a binder clip. It's the only way to keep the door open. So I'm like, did I just, like, not close your cage last night when I put you to bed? Or did I open your cage this morning after I uncovered you and, like, opened it like I was going to let you out, but then I went to work? He was still in the cage. Like, most of the time he stays in the cage. And, like, Neelix is good. If I'm not, he's probably sitting in his cage screaming right now. Because he's like, you're not here, I must go in my cage. Because even, like, he knows, like, when I'm leaving the house, I put him back in. So he's good about going back in. Or, like, some days I would be like, I'm just gonna go grab the mail. And he'd be like, oh, you're leaving, I must go. And you come home and he's in his cage, like, I was good, I waited for you. Like... So, like, I wasn't too worried with the little bird. He might come out and sit, but he doesn't generally fly around the house. He stays by the cages. He probably didn't come out at all, but I'm like, that's not good. When did he do that? I don't know. So, like, I'd be like, why are there crickets all over my house? Because I would left the cricket cage open. You know. And I would kind of feel bad for feeding all the little Jiminy number 682 to a snake, but I could have a snake if I fed it crickets or something. Or just, like, go around the house and eat bugs. It's fine. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Bugs, maybe. But, like, I wouldn't want to feed it mouses. Because mice are... Even though I don't want them in my house. Because, like, fuck them. Wild mice in my house. Leaving mouse shit everywhere. Like, they're still cute. You know what I mean? Like, I hate you, wild mouse. But you're still cute. So, I don't know. You know. But anyway. So, I mean, I'm just saying, they're like, oh, the serpents. They're like, maybe they just avoid people because people think that they're evil just because they're snakes. I'm just saying. Just saying. Maybe they're like, psh, whatever. You're kind of misjudging them, maybe. Also, they do act kind of like shady because, like, but just because a person doesn't want to talk to you and they're antisocial doesn't make them shady. It just means they're antisocial. I'm just saying. Whatever. That was a whole weird rant. I guess all we can do is keep watch. I'll do my best and try to talk to Shu if we ever cross paths. Sounds good to me. It's uncommon for an Ayakashimori to run into Shu as often as you do. And totally, it's given us quite a bit of information on Mitsuchi. Really? Shu was a jerk. Shu was a jerk, so that's basically all you have. But I don't remember including too much in my reports. Information on Shu must be that rare. She's like, I didn't write anything, but he was a dick. I'm sure it was coincidence that I've seen him so often, but maybe it was fate. I'll do my best. Well, the more you see each other, the better. The distance will close naturally. And maybe having you here will open the door to Mitsuchi for us. I hope so. Also, the serpents are often seen alone lately, but they still seem to hunt in groups. Take care of yourself, okay? What? Their armbands were marked similarly. They'd all attack at once then? I've only seen them alone or in pairs, but I haven't seen them in each sector. There must be quite a few of them. Tokitsugu, why would you say that? She was just getting in a good mood. Are you just talking about real-world snakes? My thoughts were scattered as Yakumo scolded Sammy. You caught me. Also, I think only some of those hunting groups. It was on TV in the real world the other day. She was getting a bit worked up. I thought a joke would lighten the mood. There are other ways to do that, you know. And don't worry, these aren't normal serpents. Mitsuchi serpents won't swallow humans whole. got it. You're like, what real-world serpents would do that? I'm not going to the Amazon! Like, are we going to the, like, is it the Amazon? Wherever, where you're like the giant fucking, like, anacondas. You're like, I'm not going wherever those fuckers are! Sadie was just pulling my leg again. Alright, so. Skip. Think about it and decide later. Sorry, but I can't snuggle you right now. Hi, could you please not be a dickhead? You're being a dick. I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate you being a dick. Why is it not going over to shoot? Do you see this? What is? I can't. Why can't I go? It says go to Field of Autumn Leaves. But okay. Like pushing every direction. Like, how the fuck? Wow. Okay. 20 minutes later. Yes. Peeking. Ayakashi sleep during mornings in the real world. I arrived at the Field of Autumn Leaves, the last place of my rounds for the day, and stepped over the leaves scattered about. It's so pretty and quiet here. Given that most Ayakashi were asleep now, there was almost no one around this quiet corner. I kept an eye out there wasn't anything suspicious to confirm nothing was out of the ordinary, and I continued to walk forward to see... He looks happy. I mean, seriously? You need to pull your pants up. Boy, there is no way your ass is not hanging out of those pants, because your twig and berries are almost out of those pants. That's just inappropriate. But tell me your butt is not falling out. Your butt crack is literally out of your pants. There is no fucking way. Game, stop it. Huh. I'm not snoring for him, but I have to sneeze. I unexpectedly found Shu among the trees, sleeping with his back against a single tree trunk. Fuck. Man, if anybody needs to sneeze in a game, I got that. Wait, he's sleeping here? I'm pretty sure we ran into this exact scenario with Hirta. I'm not snoring, but he's snoring. Because if I can't snore right now. Even though it was time to go to sleep, it was the first time I had seen an Ayakashi sleeping outside. Shu? Snore. He was definitely asleep. Perhaps he was taking a nap while on a walk. In any case, he was in a deep sleep and didn't seem like he'd wake up at all. Kick him! He doesn't actually sleep outside like this all the time, does he? I mean, he's a snake. Don't they have, like, little burrows, though? We investigated far enough to know that he was a hot... Wait. We investigated far enough to know that he... Oh, has. I don't know... Okay, wow. Wow, I couldn't read that. Has a hideout somewhere in Sakuratani. I was sure he would have a place to sleep there, too. It's because I was looking at my computer screen, and for some reason has looked like was. Even though it doesn't absolutely look like that, but... If I'm not looking at my TV reading it, if I'm trying to read on my computer, there's something about, like, the fact that my head's sort of turned sideways that, like, I can't read. It's weird. Anyway. So, should I wake him? Kick him. Wake him? Don't wake him! Don't wake him! It looks like he's sleeping so comfortably. I can't bring myself to have to wake him. I thought of watching over him, but didn't see Orochi or any other Ayakashi around. I feel he'd be fine if I just leave him alone, but it'd be a problem if something happened. I was hesitant to leave, thinking of how it might lead to some complaints. Come to think of it, I think this is the first time I've seen his face up close like this. I quietly crouch down next to Shu, and then he wakes up and you're, like, peering into his face. I couldn't help from staring at him as he slept, which, okay, by the way, nobody looks attractive when they sleep, okay? Looking closely, his face is really well put together. His skin's so pretty. His face is well put together. I've seen him upset, but his expression seemed gentle while he slept. He was quite handsome. What a waste. It's a strange thing to say, but he should try and smile more often. Thank you, game. Look, as a woman, you've heard enough women like, oh, honey, you should smile more often, and you really never get to turn that around, so I appreciate this game. Like, he should try to smile more often. Oh, snap. Shit. Good one. As I stared at him sleeping, still in my thoughts, I'm assuming this is Orochi, right? Anyway, I don't remember his voice, but anyway, a hole might open up in Shu's face if you stare at him so intensely. Huh? Because it's not exactly Akuro's voice, it's kind of different. Yeah. Yeah, because he definitely has snack eyes. Hearing a voice from behind me, I look back in my surprise to see Orochi standing there. I do love him, he's adorable. Orochi! Were you observing Shu's face as he slept? Quite an amusing habit, I must say. No, I didn't mean to. Feeling my cheeks get hot, I stand straight up. He saw me. How embarrassing. Yeah, well. Moreover, even though he spoke in a polite manner, I felt like he just made a snide remark at me. That said, it would be embarrassing to tell him that I was just captivated by Shu's face. I wondered what happened to him, finding him sleeping here. I was just trying to wake him. He's like, I've been sitting here for 5 minutes, you didn't once. Mind were waking. Is that so? I didn't see you calling out to him, however. I'd only just seen that he was sleeping. I was about to call out to him. I see. I feel like he sees right through me. I decided to carry on after making my excuse and change the subject to escape the situation. Were you traveling with Shu earlier? No, I simply came to look for him as I hadn't seen him. Even I am surprised to find him sleeping in a spot like this. As he answered, Orochi crouches down next to Shu and aggressively shakes his shoulder. Please wake up, Shu. How long are you intending to sleep? Come now. Although he gave a response with each shake, Shu didn't seem like he would wake up at all. It seemed he wasn't very good at getting up. We'll just finish this part, so. He's not waking up, huh? Yes, but I have a method that works for this. A method? What is it? I asked for clarification, but without explaining, Orochi pulled out a small pouch out of a pocket. Putting a few fingers through, he pulled out a single umeboshi. Huh. What's he gonna do with an umeboshi? I don't normally use force like this, but it's my last resort. Alright, Shu, let's get up now, okay? I watched along as Orochi opened up Shu's mouth and threw the umeboshi inside. And suddenly, does he not like umeboshi? Shu groaned and literally jumped awake, and right after that, spit out the umeboshi. Orochi, why? Good morning, Shu. It's because you were sleeping in a spot like this, and you know you wouldn't wake if I were to just call out to you. Which I tried. Using umeboshi's a bit much, don't you think? Ugh! My mouth is all sour. It's so sour. Maybe Shu doesn't like umeboshi. I feel like that's a very valid assessment. It stunned me that Orochi could throw that into Shu's mouth with a smile on his face, but it was effective in waking him. I kind of like that he's a little devious bastard. It's great. I feel like that's exactly what Takao would do to Hiro, though, so I appreciate that he's like, I'm gonna torture the motherfucker to get him awake. But anyway. Water! Water! We can have some when we get back. No! Now! I'm afraid there isn't any water around here. Oh, I have some tea if that's fine. What are you doing here? How long have you been here? Shu looks like he noticed me for the first time. Since the beginning. Have some if you'd like. I often get thirsty on long patrols, so I usually carry a thermos. I pour out a cup of tea and hand it to Shu. However, after opening his eyes wide, he turns his head away in a huff. I never drink tea from an Ayakashimori. Huh? But it's sour inside your mouth, right? I'm fine now. Orochi, let's go. In an awkward tone of voice, he begins to walk off without even waiting for Orochi. I'm sorry, Spacey. We'll happily accept the gesture, at least. After courteously bowing his head to me, Orochi follows after Shu. He seriously is just not cute when he's awake. I drank the tea as I had no other use for it. Drawing back my focus, I return to my patrol. I hear all the fallen leaves crunch under my feet. I continue to listen, not giving it much thought, but after taking a few steps, I stopped again. Come to think of it, when Orochi showed up, there should be some sound if anyone was near, but I didn't hear any footsteps from him at all. That was why I hadn't noticed he was behind me until he called out to me. Can Serpent Ayakashi silence their footsteps? In that case, how long had he been watching me? And why did he approach me? Those questions weighed on my mind. He slithered in because he's a snake. Snack. He was slithering under the leaves. Snakes still make noise slithering under leaves. But anyway, map. We're on the map. We're going to go back to wherever we are right here. Nakakuni probably. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.